Alright, we'll give this run another attempt. So hi guys, this is the Moonveil 90% that I've been routing and cooking up. This is a new routed version with the most notable adaptations being replacing Dectus Medallion with Abductor versions. So we'll see how it goes. We'll give it a shot. Some things might be different, so maybe I'll have to restart or do something different on the fly. I know the leveling because of the runes will be different because we no longer get the Golden Rune 12 in Fort Feroth, and maybe something goes wrong with Abductor versions, and also we no longer have Sword Seal for the rest of the game. So let's just see how it goes. It should be faster, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's not, but that's what we're here to test. That is what we're here to test. So we'll just hop right in. I'll be commentating this run because I'm in the mood for it. And if it ends up to be a good run, then it will make a good video, I guess. So I'll explain everything along the way as good as I can. First of all, when we load in, we swap to our shield so we can block and use that animation to cancel the pickup animation of the item. You have to pick up that item because if you don't, you can't open this door. I did not close the menu right there, which is a bit of a time loss, but we're fine. I might mess up some things slightly because I'm focused on commentating. We'll try our best, you know. So we did some menuing there during the door. This is the tutorial section. If you know Eldenring, you'll know this. If you've seen any Eldenring speedruns or bingus at all, you'll know what I'm doing here. You just go ahead and die. That's all you do. So skip this cutscene, we take our flask. Perform some jumps here. And quit out on the door. The door takes a while to open, so doing a quit out saves in game time. About 6 seconds or so. I'll talk more about the jumps I did in a bit. So we do another one of those jumps right here. I mean, you can imagine why I'm doing them. They simply save time. But more so when you chain them together up slopes. We'll take a rune on the elevator so we don't lose time. Do some menuing. Run against this wall. Do a jump, and another jump. Open this door. Switch to the bow. We'll be doing some bow cancels, which are allowed in any percent glitchless. We'll take this grace, because we'll be back later. Well, let's hope I get this. Perfect. Basically, usually when you fall from a long distance, you have a bit of a stagger animation, you're stunned on the ground, you have to get back up. And you can cancel some of those with, for example, doing a slash with your weapon. But if you also two-hand your bow mid-air at the right moment, you can cancel that animation entirely. I don't do it everywhere because I'm not that proficient in it. So there will be lots of spots where it would be better to use one, but I don't. I will implement more of them over time. Just that first one is very simple and you're not focusing on anything else. And I also have muscle memory from walking from one place to another. For example, in Gale Tunnel, there are some drops where it would be faster, and I'm just not used to doing them. So there we pick up some kukris. They'll be used later to perform the night calf cheese that you can see in my splits. And then I was also doing jumps up slopes. Basically, jumping gives you a bit of a boost in movement speed, but then you slow down again when you land. Obviously, when you're going up slopes, you land faster and can perform the next jump sooner. So you get to that burst of movement speed faster. And then, usually if you chain together jumps, your momentum kind of stops and your jump doesn't take you as far. But if you block between your jumps, you can cancel that and chain together
Use it with
Agents.
some torrent. Treat him with.
I guess this is also maybe a bit of a speedrun explained, or you know, some general Eldenring knowledge that you might be taken away from this commentary. So we put torrent onto our pouch there. We grab this mushroom. We got two. It's lucky. We crash through here. Watch our stamina a bit. Pick up this golden seed. Can menu the memory of grace here. We'll be needing it later. Jump up here. Jump up here to the stone sword key. It's one of two that we need in the run. Light this grace since we'll be back later. Oh, there's a wolf. We get on torrent. We ride towards this mushroom right here. It's one, so now I have 3 out of 5. Now we'll be heading northeast on the compass. And this is another setup item which we require for the run. It might be skippable, but at the moment it is definitely not, and does more good than harm. If you know anything about Eldenring speedrunning, you'll know this guy, little soldier that shows up here, has a buff that we want, called Golden Bow, which basically buffs physical damage by like, I don't know, 20%? Something like that. Maybe 12.5%. Not sure. And then also physical resistance by the same amount. We do a little jump. And now we pick up another item. It is required for the run. You'll probably also know this one. The warrior jar shard that Alexander drops upon his unfortunate early demise.
Just give and I'll pop. Don't dally. Give it your all.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip the emote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lock on. 1, 2. Recover stamina. Unsheath. Recover stamina. Unsheath. Unsheath. Mosquito is being a nuisance. Don't know why it locked onto mosquito. I think I have auto lock on activated. That's not good. I should turn that off. I'm gonna grab these 2 mushrooms here. Can I auto target off? Okay. Now we're running past Summon Water. So we used to get a lot of pickups here. For example, the cracked pot from the merchant I just rode past. The Grace, so you can go to Gale Tunnel faster, where Moonveil is, which we are obviously going for on this run. There are also 2 Trina Lilies in the back of Summon Water. And there's the Turtle Talisman behind a single Stone Sword key, which is also a very useful early game talisman to get, and is quite useful in general for speedrunning, since if your stamina recovery is sped up, that means you get to sprint sooner rather than later, so it is nice, but it's not that necessary, and we're tight on runes, so I'd rather save the Stone Sword key, and we'll actually complete the game with only 2 talismans. So we will visit this graveyard here. The reason for that is the Sleeping Pot cookbook that I just picked up. And it allows us to craft sleeping pots, which we will be using to basically script kill 2 fights on the run. It's just makes everything so consistent and is also just faster. Now I'll be heading to the Third Church of America. We'll grab the Sacred Tear, we'll grab the Physic Flask, get off Torrent, we'll activate the Grace. We'll come back here in a second. But first, there's an item we gotta grab. And it is behind where we start out. Which is right here. First step. Simply run right here and jump down. Take no fall damage thanks to the Spirit Spring, and land on an item right down here. This item boosts rune acquisition. Meaning if we kill something while this item gives us a buff, we'll get more runes than we would otherwise. And that's exactly what we'll be doing right here. Take this portal. Takes us to a rather late game area, quite early. And the bosses here have a lot of HP, and we don't have any weapon that is leveled up. We're quite weak, but there is a way we can do what we want to do. That is with a certain cheese. I'll show you guys. If you've never seen it before, it's very cool. It's extremely consistent, so I'll be shocked if I fail it. I have failed it once in maybe the past. See my attempt counter up there, 60? I failed it once. So it's very good. And you only fail it if you try to really greed for time. What's actually more dangerous is this drop right here. This drop's quite dangerous if you mess it up. Just gotta make sure to land. If you do not land and go for the second jump right away, you will die. And you can take your time with that drop, because we have to wait for this knight's cavalry to come to where we are anyways. So I use this time to also pick my runes. The ones that we picked up at the graveyard. So now we'll aim right here, we'll throw a kukri. We'll aim right here, throw another kukri. And finally, we're at the top of this branch. Throw another kukri, get on the horse, take the rune boosting item, and as the nightcap drops off and kills itself, we become rich. At the bottom right you can see how rich we're getting. Actually, I will keep my bow equipped because I'll be attempting some more bow cancels. Now this is a bit of an awkward spot on this specific route, as I've just talked about that we're switching to, please give me this rune, as we've swapped to the Doctor Virgins, we no longer require the Dectus medallion halves. One of them is actually right here in this castle, you see, to the left. And we will be going there. Except we won't go inside, we'll simply pick up the grace in front of it. But it is still quite annoying that we're basically right next to this place. Well, we can't. Going for the item is inefficient, basically. I would love to not come here at all, but we have to. We have to because from this grace we can later go to Radon, and we need 2 items that are also here in Kayla Dragon Barrow, the Somber 8 and Somber 9 stone. But first, we'll rest here, we'll kidnap ourselves. We'll let ourselves get kidnapped by this lovely lady here. She'll take us to the round table, the kind of main area. And we'll be going here for 2 reasons. One is we'll buy a stone sword key that we'll need in a bit, since we have 1, but we need 2. And the other is that we acquired the buff, if you guys remember, and we will be putting it on a dagger, which we purchase right here. There we go. We run to the smith, to the smithy, and we will add our little buff, Ash of War, to this dagger, and we'll go back. Now we'll simply grab the 2 somber stones that are right here in our vicinity. These are the very late game upgrade stones, so we'll be grabbing them now since we're actually quite close to our ultimate goal, which is getting Moonveil and then upgrading it to +9 as fast as we can. Might be in a more efficient route with going through the entire game with Moonveil on a lower upgrade level, as to, you know, pick up the smithing stones during the game completion, but that makes every fight very hard, very challenging, and I'm not here for that. And this run is also competitive without that. I'll make this guy run here. Turn to the right. Come on. This guy's having some trouble because I messed up the... Jump. There we go. He falls off. We are all the richer. I'll be going the safe route here. You can also drop down to a different branch, which is slightly faster, but you can die, and it has happened before. Now, don't get shocked by my splits here. The reason for that is simply that I used to get the deck to halves early, so we'll be losing time to having to do the abductive virgins. We'll gain time here in the early game, which might be a nice thing. So we'll take these lovely spirit springs, because there's a Trina Lily right here. Otherwise, I would go from Summon Water, but we do need a 5th Lily on our route, and so that's a fast and simple one that is on our way, basically. So that's the one we grab. That was on accident. Now we're going to Gale Tunnel. In Gale Tunnel, there's a Magma Worm boss that drops the Moonveil, which is my weapon of choice for the any percent. Any percent is normally not run with this weapon. I am simply built different and have chosen it. So I've been optimizing it for about a month now, and we're really getting somewhere. As you can see, some of best is starting to really come down here. Sadly, no bow cancel there. First time I've attempted it in this place. So we'll upgrade our flask here. And we'll allocate it to 3 and 3. Then we'll level up to 18 dex, 23 ints. Am I forgetting something? I'll leave it at this. It's definitely too much. We do not need this many runes. I'm simply paranoid because we did not pick up the Golden Rune 12, so we are missing a lot of money here. I'm not sure how this works out. I could have probably gone to 15 bigger, but it doesn't really matter since I don't plan on getting hit by the Magma Worm. Grab the Warrior Jar Shard here that boosts our Ash of War damage by 10%. Here's our Unsheath. Does some spitting. He's doing this attack. Simply hit him a couple of times. Well. Let it be known that I got dragged into the magma and did not walk there of my own accord. I'll keep going here. Mistakes happen. And it's truly not that bad. The most important thing is, however, that we pick up the runes that are left in that fight, because we shall need them. But it's fine. Simply give it another shot. And even the run I'm comparing against has some slight mistakes in it. some 1 or 2 minute mistakes. 3 more got. So actually not that bad to make an early mistake here. Whoa. Did really the exact same thing just happen? Am I being crazy? That is so funny. I can't take those commentaries seriously anymore. Well, what is going on, guys? Whoa. That is a thing to know, apparently. So if he does do his head spin move, where you're just free to do whatever, maybe don't go for 3 R1s into his neck and do something different instead. We're learning. Did we pick up the runes last time? I imagine we did. We did indeed. We'll do some running. These lizards are really silly. They love to run. That's a slam attack. We'll be fine with that. As long as the magma spears, we can not stagger him here if he wants to play dumb. Actually not a very good stagger. You do not want to take the magma worms riposte, as it is better to build up bleed instead of taking the riposte. As a recovering animation that takes forever. We do not want. You'll see me step out of range to the post and start the R1 whipping 1 or 2 attacks, but it allows us to then perform a bunch of attacks instead of just getting the riposte. Actually, I'll not go for that because there's lava under his face. We'll go for another one here. He's gonna run. You can see it from the way his head moves. Try down here. And we can go into the R1s because this time the stamina bar was actually quite high. Take a mana blast here. This is a spit attack. So we can get off some attacks of our own. Let's stagger here. Do not take this riposte. Very slow fight. Obviously 2 deaths, but... And sometimes magworms be like that. And with plus 0 Ushi and no health, it can be quite simple to die against this boss. Once we acquire the Moonveil, we'll immediately head to upgrade it. Which we'll do right here. So we'll switch over to a Moonveil and we'll slowly head towards Raya Lucaria Academy, or Liurnia Vilakes, whichever you want to say. We will be heading into the academy, and also, more importantly, we'll be upgrading the weapon to +4 before we do that. So this is just a bit of a walking section here. Bear with me, there's actually a skip you can do to not have to go to that bridge and then get where I am right now. You can get here like slightly faster, save 10 or 20 seconds by doing a very tight jump. I've tried it a bunch and seems inconsistent at most. Or maybe I just have the wrong lineup for it. But yeah, I choose not to do it. You always gotta pick and choose your poison. Same goes for here. You can drop down some gravestones here. Or rather, right here. And get to the area faster. Or to the academy faster, but currently I still choose to grab this sacred tier in this church. There are 4 that I grab on my run. So if we go from 4 to only 3, it starts going into territory where you really gotta know what you're doing, because the healing at some point is just no longer sufficient. And there is a certain point in the game where we do require to top up back to full health quite a lot. Make sure that we have a buff active that only applies when we are at full health. And that boss deals a lot of damage, so if you get hit by 1 attack, and that means having to take 2 flasks, because you only picked up 3 tiers instead of 4, then it gets quite dangerous quite fast. Because there's also a scripted part, and you need to be full HP, else it doesn't work, etc, etc. It's nice to have 4. It's very much doable with 3, however, if you just don't get hit. So, think of that what you will. So, we've just been walking. Right here is the portal we'll need to take. But first, grabbing these. They're also used in combination with the mushrooms and the crackpots that we bought from Kale at the very start of the run to make the sleep pots. So we need 5 total, same as the mushrooms, and that's 2 of them right there. So now we have 3, and the last 2 will be after the Abductor Virgin duo. So we'll grab the Grace at the Academy, which we just teleported to. We'll perform a slight skip here, drop down faster. Now we'll grab the Academy key, which we'll be using later. First, we're going to want to upgrade our weapon to +4. The overall goal here is still, now that we have a Moonveil, to upgrade it to +9. So upgrading to +4 is the first step. Then we'll go to Volcano Manor, where we'll find the Somber 4, Somber 5, 6, and 7. The 8 and 9 we've already picked up in Kale the Dragon Arrow, so they'll be all our upgrades for the entire run. And we'll be getting them quite early, which then makes all the other fights quite easy. This is where the key is, behind the sleeping dragon that we avoid so we can teleport out. Now that we have the key, you might think we will go inside, but we don't. So another skip, this one's a bit harder. There we go. Okay, that's fine. Now we'll take this teleporter. This teleporter also brings us to EG, the smithy that also sells Somberstone 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is why all of the speedruns go here. Not all, but you know, most. Or all the 90% runs. So here we go, this is quite close to EG. We actually won't go through this rune, we'll pass by the side. As there's an invisible wall that you have to wait for to dissipate, but you can just simply do this jump right here. Fast and easy. We'll talk to this guy twice. And we'll upgrade the Moonveil to +4. Now we'll spend the rest of our runes, because I was quite unsure how much we could actually level. It's probably to 15 vigor. Exactly. I will aim for this small tree here. Do this tiny jump. There's an item here that we want to pick up that increases our intelligence by 10 once we drink our physic flask. This is where we Memory of Grace. We don't need the last runes that we have there anyways. Since we'll be losing them here in a second, we'll now go into the academy. For 2 reasons. The first reason is we'll go to Volcano Manor through this place, because there's a shortcut. If you die to an abductor virgin, it will teleport you to kind of where all the abductor virgins go to die. Somewhere in the bottom of Volcano Manor. And the other reason is we take this grace, come back later. And here we go. Right here we can do some crafting on the elevator where we have time to menu. We can also equip our dagger. Now we will simply run to the abductor virgin as fast as we can. There's a skip you can do here, but it's a little bit challenging and only saves about 10 seconds or so. I choose to do the simple door quit out instead. With being able to skip out, aka the run being timed on in-game time, it has the advantage of, you know, in bingo, that skip is actually worth much more time, as, you know, the quit out takes time, but not in a speed run. But if you were to do something that is based off real time, as in bingo, for example, you don't have to take that time into consideration. So skipping that door completely by jumping over to the left is quite a lot faster in that scenario. So just walk past all these enemies, do some jumps up steps, and we'll take this elevator right here. And that is very funny. Simple mistake. I wonder where I spawn. In front of the elevator. Oh, lucky we got that. Now that's not too bad in terms of time loss then. Only like 10 seconds. I basically just wanted to sprint and it did a backstep instead. So we're going to run, not that way, this way. I could have caught that if I didn't go the wrong way first. Usually try to skip a cycle there, but well, we messed it up. It's fine, we keep going. I'm no professional speedrunner, I simply speedrun the game. There's a big difference. So yeah, usually you could also do your crafting here if you want to, or any other menuing you have to do, but we'll be losing all the runes here anyways, which is why we don't care about using Memory of Grace earlier. So now I'll know for next time that it is indeed correct to do the 15 bigger that I'm used to. Alright. Here we go. Now we are in Volcano Manor. After 30 minutes, well, we could be here after like 27, 26 if we didn't die to the magma worm and stuff. But that's fine. Do this jump right here. Not even close. And now we will pick up the Somber Stone 5 and 6. One of them is located right here on this rooftop. We'll pick it up, do the blocking, animation cancel. Now we will hope that the lizard is being nice with us And he is. Very good. Side him. Go around this guy. It's the noble cheese. It's fine actually. I realized I made a mistake. Did the same mistake as last time, but could be fine here anyways. 1, 2, 3. I did not put the not crystal tier into my physic flask. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. It's absolutely fine. We'll just do that right now with the level. Do a quit out here. To answer my girlfriend real quick. All right, we'll continue then. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, wow, that's funny. I did the quit at the wrong time. Extremely funny. Now we missed the elevator, great. Alright. So just call the elevator back down. You don't have to wait for it to come down. You can just quit out, and by the time you lock back in, it will be down, saving some game time. So go up here. Pretty simple stuff. This is for the Somber 7, which we still need. And also, now we have the Grace from God's Noble, which allows us to go to the Abductor Virgin duo fight really quickly, which is where we'll be heading later. Anyways, watch out for this guy, because he will throw his weapon even inside. Yep. I was a bit slow there, or he stopped his movement, so I actually had to wait with jumping in the window. Usually you can jump in the window anyways, just watch out for his attack, because it goes through walls and it will mess you up. So we just run past some snake people. Count to 3 here. 1, 2, roll the third. Do a quit out on the store. Save time. Now, this section I like to play a little bit more safe than necessary. Simply because if you mess up here, you do have to walk back, and the walk back is like 2 minutes. So you really don't want to die here. So you could do some risky jumps here, but instead I just kind of hop down slowly. Decide not to skip anything here too badly. Heal here or you will die. Good jump to avoid these guys. Can do some jumps up the stairs, save some frames. And we'll do a quit out. Now we got the Somber 7, so we could upgrade to +7 right now, but or we could upgrade to +9, which is actually what we're gonna do. Go back to EG. This is why we don't level up as much as we could. After the noble fight, we need to save like 7,200 runes, I believe, for the +9.
Well, then I presume.
No, not the dagger. +9, there we go. We go back to the academy, we'll teleport, and we'll head. We'll get our last, or second to last, setup item. Before we basically go into God Rush. Boss rush mode. So we'll take this teleporter seal. I wish this area right here could be entirely skipped, but on Moonveil it's just not feasible. The magic shrouding correct here that we got from one of the Earth Tree avatars in this area, it's just 20% more damage, is way too much to skip out on. And it's multiplicative with all the other damage multipliers we already have, which makes it extremely strong. Sadly, it is quite out of the way. And it is quite near the Dectus lift, so grabbing Medallion just makes a lot of sense. Like I said, I want to see if doing Abductor Virgins is competitive with the Dectus route. So we'll see how it goes. I almost went to the Dectus lift because I was talking about it. We of course don't need to anymore. And doing the Abductor Virgins with a +9 Moonveil is basically a scripted fight, depending on what RNG you get, like what attacks they do. Which makes it very fast. So it's quite good. And it also basically is on the way to the Ritual Sword Talisman, which we also need for them. And there are also 2 more Trina Lilies, which we'll be picking up. Before we do all that, I'm going to need this cracked here. Make us stronger, you know. Besides this and the talisman, I think there's nothing else. So we stay at +9, stay with these items, and we start completing boss after boss and getting the game as fast as we can. So we'll drink our physic. We'll use Golden Bar. We'll drink a mana flask. Fall back to the Moonveil. Let this guy attack because he's a silly goof. Okay, does a silly attack, which is just bad. And one more unsheath. Could have finished him off. Maybe it was too greedy. That's fine though. There's a Stake of America here, which means we spawn right next to the boss. Yeah, I could have healed, but you know, that's speedrunner brain telling you he's finished in one more hit, In reality, it was like 10 HP off. When running back to this guy, though, don't aggravate these enemies, because that is a terrible mistake. I think I don't have time to use Golden Bow here, but it's fine. Do the fight without Golden Bow. I also got very unlucky because you do get a stagger after like 4 hits. So there we go. We'll wait for the sound. There it is. When you hear that sound, it means you got the item, so you can teleport out. We'll equip it right here at this grace before we move on. We'll also use the secretary. That's quite unlucky, you lost a bit of time there, but it's really not that bad. So now we're going to do main story progression, since we have everything else kind of set up. Our build is ready to go. Everything besides the ritual sword talisman, which is in the capital, which we only get to a bit later. But that's no issue at all. We have more than enough damage for these early game bosses, as you'll see in a sec. Guys are completely free. There we get our second talisman pouch, which we cannot use yet since there is only one other talisman that we need for the entire run. Talk to this guy who will open the gate for us. Oh, it shows the wrong dialogue option.
You'll slip. Of course, when you approach, it's only.
Watch the crossbow. There we go. Dodge shot. These guys can be annoying. That worked out great. I do, by the way. Just saying. Okay, let me heal up, because this section is kind of dangerous, and we'll get absolutely obliterated by these birds that are upcoming. So let's just get through here. Upcoming is good old Godric. First remembrance boss of the run. You need 2 remembrance bosses in order to gain access to the capital, so that's what we're doing. This time I chose not to get the safety grace, which actually I didn't set down at all, so I don't have my physic flask. So I suppose it was a bit of a mistake, but still deal more than enough damage. Well, unless he does his cursed combo that no one likes. Great. I love Godric. Finally, an actual nice attack. There we go. dagger.
I am the Lord.
And he dies.
Golden. And one day,
We'll go to Radon next.
together to our
The fight was so bad it's actually slower, even though we didn't take the safety grace. That's quite funny. So for this we go back to Fort Farth. Try to take this remembrance here. The runes. Drop it next to the Spirit Spring. So you might be wondering why we're going this way instead of going to Radon the normal way. That's because we're going to do a little trick. Stake skip into his arena to basically skip the whole red main castle where we'd usually have to pass through. And the skip's located here next to this church, so we pick up the sacred tier. I'll level up since we'll be losing our runes here again one more time. This time everything goes into vigor. Need some more help. Do not pass through those gravestones like I did. And there's the sixth step. Nice, nice, nice. Easily done. First try every single time. That lets us respawn at the Stake of America that would be active if you were fighting Radon normally. And you die, you get to respawn in front of his teleport portal. Make sure to summon Torrent here late. If you summon him immediately, he won't spawn. But here, once you teleport into the fight, make sure to summon him immediately. Good. What we did there is the bow phase skip. Basically despawn Radon. And once we run back, he will shoot an NPC to the side, kill him in one shot, and then immediately switch to his weapons, as you can see there. I use summons in this fight, you don't have to. Entirely optional, I'm just not comfortable with the fight, so I choose to get the summons in, which makes the fight more randomy, yes. This is why we leveled health. Throwing that sleep pot was an accident. This is actually quite the interesting accident. Because we will need to remedy the fact that we did that. Nice, we space skip Radon, so he basically does a scripted attack once he enters low enough HP. He does this meteor attack, killed him fast enough so he doesn't even jump up. Kind of wastes 20 seconds. We can't do very much because you have to wait for him to crash down again. Nice gold split. We'll hop back on here. We'll take the remembrance. So the reason that happened was because I was panic healing, I guess, and I did not get the sleeping pots out of my inventory after the fight with... what's his name? Noble. Which is actually where we're going right now. We're going back to Noble. This fight will be interesting to see. I've never done it in a run. I've tested it a bunch today. We'll see what RNG we get. There's basically two attacks the first Abductor Virgin can do. And it's either a melee attack or it's a ranged attack. If we get the ranged attack, good luck. I hope we get it. in the sense that if he does it, I hope I can beat him. Whereas if he does the melee attack, I mean, the fight is just completely scripted and they will be dead in 5 seconds. So we'll see which one we get. In the meantime, we have to do some running. That was not optimal. Yep, funny bats. I love bats. Especially when they try to kill me. Funny. Anyways. Jump over some slugs. Yay. We'll be quite low for this fight. And we'll be full HP, but we'll have no healing. Which is awkward. Actually, I'll go take this grace and then it's not an issue. Taking this grace loses like, what, maybe 3 seconds? Maybe more like 10 if you go and sit down. Especially more if you have to do a quit out to sit down. So, there we go. Towards the duo we go. We'll need Golden Vow. Have everything else. Take the mana flask. Let's hope we get the melee attack. Of course, it's the range attack. It's fine though. That's not fine. Funny. Of course, it's the range attack. I love this game. Fucking bullshit. So, we simply do the same thing again. This time without physic. Luckily, you can quit out in this fight. Right, that's why that attack sucks. Okay, at least we got a second try. You can just really fight them manually and it's not that bad. I'll get this grace. Because we don't really need to rest at a grace anymore until we reach DTS. So what we just did, basically, going through that tunnel allows us to skip the entirety of Protector's Medallion, which is very nice. We'll grab these Citrina lilies. We'll aim for a small tree here, this one. And then we'll drop off the left side here where these 2 rocks are. There we go. And these are the runes that have the ritual sword talisman, which we need. Need to do a small little skip here, if we can get it. There we go. We go down here. Take the physic. Physic's really all we need here. Don't need to golden buff this fight. He dies in like 3 hits anyways. Could even save the physic here, do it without physic, just so that we don't need to rest at a grace to get our physic back for the Draconic Tree Sentinel fight. But then again, I'm still experimenting with the route, so just some things to note. Now, did I remember where I jumped down? Must be somewhere here. Oh, you can actually just jump all the way down. I was kind of aiming to land on top of those spikes, but apparently you don't die at all. Even with that. So, there is one consideration to make, and that is we are missing one Trina Lily and one mushroom. Missing one Trina Lily and one mushroom is quite bad at this point. This is why usually you collect backups. But I'm tired of backups and want to be faster, so well, this is what I get for it. Usually I always menu the sleeping pods out. I wonder why I didn't do it this run. Maybe because I'm commentating. But I'm not quite sure. So we don't have the physic, right? Yeah. Physic is used up, which means next time I do this run, I won't use it for... What's her name? Maggie, I think. That way, we don't have to rest at the grace that's up here. This time I guess I will. Let's see. Can I actually pick these up, please? Yes. There are no singular mushrooms all the way here, right? That's what I'm keeping my eye out for now. As we head into capital. Because a single mushroom would be very nice. If not, then I'll just grab the 8 that are right here. That's probably what I'll do. Oh, interesting. I think there's a singular mushroom upcoming though. I'll simply grab the 8. What the hell? These are slow mushrooms to grab, but not super slow, it's still on the way. And in case we mess something up, what gods can do, we'll have a bunch. Problem is, I don't know the best Trina Lily location to go for. That would be fast. Maybe third church, since the one at the Spirit Spring has respawned. Wasn't doing it, way too far away. There's a 9 in Elpenor village, which I would get if I messed up Gods Can Do a fight, for example. What I could do is attempt Gods Can Noble fight with just 2 sleep bots and fight the last one manually. Ah yeah, see there's a mushroom I could have gotten. If I only wanted 3, now I have extra. Pop up here. This guy can be annoying. Most of the time, he's very nice to us. You can get 4 unsheathed and for free. It's a 5th. Take a mana flask here. Fireball incoming. Yeah. Another one. Is he gonna do 3rd? No. That's a great attack. That's a great attack. And we'll finish him off here. Perfect. Remember to take off armor for this section, because the upcoming skip is a bit rough. Oh, I didn't even have ritual sword talisman for that fight. That's a dumb mistake. That's not really too important. It's just 10% damage. Anything else that we need to menu? I don't believe so. Gonna use all our runes here. Since the skip has some potential to go wrong, and if it does, then we're in big trouble. Also, my splits are wrong here because of the DTS Grace pickup. So I'll fix that after the run. Well, I guess it's fine if I don't pick up the Grace, so maybe I don't even need to fix it. Oh, I ran past the Grace, didn't I? Yep, I did. Alright. Somehow this run is still going really strong, though.
My utmost for bringing here, and thus I
But,
shall.
I mean, it all depends on the late game anyways.
You have, I have no.
We'll go to 35 vigor. And start leveling intelligence only from now on. At least until we beat Horlu, and then it's dexterity. So here's the skip. Let's get this right. That was definitely wrong, so we'll quit out. Like I said, this one's quite challenging. I do not recommend this at all, since it only saves like maybe 15 seconds. So if you don't get it first try, it's not really... See, this is why the skip is a bit ridiculous. I love this skip. So much fun. Come on, Eldenring, give it to me. You can do it. It's just jumping around this pillar fucking sucks. Yeah, it fucking sucks. It's so terrible. Much enjoyment. So smooth. Really? Holy shit. What am I doing? You know, this jump here is easier from above. Like, if you do the first part first, and you're in rhythm, then this part doesn't stink so much. Oh my god. Yeah, this is not a great showcase. I might just go jump off to do it from the top. Oh, that's... I've never seen that before. I actually did the jump in a way that I landed on the ledge below where I'm skipping to. But that's not where I wanted to go. That's so funny. Oh, wow, I've never seen that. Okay, that's a way to do the skip. Oh, and look how much health I lost. Really close with dying from fall damage. Make sure to dodge this guy's attack. Take this grace, because we'll be coming back. Put the armor back on here, because this archer deals a shit ton of damage. If you come here with 30 vigor and you do the skip with armor off, he will one-shot you. I'm not sure if it's the same for 35 vigor. Might not be. Could be though. Missing that rune arc isn't that bad. It's not really necessary. It doesn't do anything. We don't have any great runes, so we don't get any boosted stats or anything. It's just more HP. Please don't lightning strike me. Thank you. Right, this golden seed here is a bit risky to go for. Because the gargoyle will aggro and it's a whole lot of bullshit. And we don't need them anymore, so... I can actually already switch to the dagger here. So the splits are definitely messed up. But that's okay. Here we go. You won't quit out. I'll go back in. Take the physic, golden va. Top back up on mana. Grab B. It's a risky unsheath to go for. Sometimes it works. Oh, we strafed that. That was really lucky. I thought it would stagger. I'm just gonna stagger here. Actually doing R1 series faster. Taking that repose would have been slow. I just noticed it a bit late. So the health here doesn't really matter. We'll sit at the grace next. It might tempt me to do a quit out here on this assassin though. You can sneak by him if you don't want to aggro him, but it's best to just run fast. I'm gonna greed it. I should have done a quit out. Oof. He did a simple swipe that didn't kill me. Oh, that was so lucky. If he did any other attack, I would have just died. I should have just done a quit out before grabbing the grace to reset the enemy, but sometimes man has to greed. Quite low in intelligence. Because we do have 35 vigor. You can do this with 30 pretty easily. Physic. Golden Bow. Mana Flask. You guys get the drill by now. Let's get the cutscene. Two, three, dagger. Just gonna run away here, heal. Roll that. 1, 2, and 3. More got dead. Easy as pie. Some jumpies up the stairs. Play tag with the door. Using this remembrance here is slow. Using it after Fire Giant also makes sense, but If it means 2 levels more for
Hello again.
Fire Giant, then
Allow me. You are unprevented the thorns.
I don't mind at
are
all.
husk, the only way and become my purpose. So I'd like to the flame then and guide you. Shall I to let my share them
A
with
little
me?
more intelligence.
Your thoughts.
There we go. Nah, these splits are so messed up, it looks very funny. I'll just insert a segment for the outskirts grace. I think I removed it because I was thinking it's Dectus Lift Grace. That's probably what happened. As I don't no longer get Dectus Lift Grace because it's the duo route, so it's a bit silly. Doing that quit out on the store. I also need to check my levels here. For each of the fights. These fights play out a little bit differently if you're slightly lower, slightly higher level. What you're using, what you're not using. I'm most worried about Malekith. To see how well my script holds up if I no longer use Source Seal on him. And I might be 1 level lower. It should be the same. Like 1 level and 5 decks. Well, that's 6 levels. That's 6 decks on an intelligence weapon. It doesn't really matter. You should do a crit out before this elevator so that they don't hop on. But most likely they will not. And then you can do a kind of risky bit of movement here. You can't fall off. You have to call the elevator back down, which is terribly slow. But yeah, this allows you to get up just a tiny bit faster. Some more jumpies. There we go. You could actually pick up that talisman and use it. Not sure what it is. Might be Flame Drake +2 or +1. Which would actually be useful against Fire Giant, but I don't plan on getting hit in the first place. Yeah. Now I'll just be walking. There's no real point in commentating over the walking section, but I guess I'll just talk about the changes that I've made. So at first this run was really slow, with Flailing Grail and getting the putrid avatar tier like very, very terribly slow. But slowly and surely all the little things that waste time have been routed out. And we're left with something that is gonna be competitive with all the other any percent categories, really. Obviously, Bloodhound's Fang and Death Poker and Serpent Hunter are naturally going to be faster. Especially since you can upgrade them throughout the game on the way past Goldfrey, etc. Whereas if you use Moonveil and you're only at +4, and let's say because you want to be really fast, you also skip the Shrouding tier, you just struggle with damage, and it's a rough time. But if you don't mind having your run be a bit slower and doing the setup for the Moonveil, by the end of it, you're as fast as any weapon, if not faster, because the damage does get quite ridiculous. I mean, on the Morgoth fight, you can kind of see it. And on Malekith, you're gonna see it. It's absolutely crazy what this weapon can do. But you do have to go out of your way and get it. And getting the Magic Shrouding tier is also a big time loss, because you don't need to go there at all on any other run. It's just such a waste of time. Unless you get the medallion, then it's sort of on the way, at least like in the same vicinity. But since Doctor Virgins seems to be a little bit faster than doing Dactus. Actually, it might be exactly the same. Because I believe I lost like 2 minutes in my PB. And I think I lost like 2 minutes on this run. When I died to Magma Worm. So if both runs struggled about the same and the times were about the same, it's probably the same speed. And again, now I would have to check exactly what happened and stuff. But yeah, it's a fun run to do. I definitely do recommend to anyone who prefers speedrunning Elden Ring to give it a shot. I'm definitely uploading all the other strats as well. So all the script kills that I do in this run. So the good version of a Abductor Duo will probably... I'll probably upload that too, actually. And then... what else? I mean, the Malekith kill, obviously, that's a big one, right? And then the Noble kills and the Duo kills. I mean, it's just... they're all very fun and very doable. Now let me actually dismount. I pressed dismount and I did not dismount. Luckily, the arrow did not hit us. That would have been terrible. So much running on horse, man. I wish this section didn't exist in Elden Ring. I think that's why there's like a option on the randomizer that adds portals to this area. It's such a good idea. I mean, who wants all this running? I definitely don't. It's actually disgusting. But Fire Giant upcoming is an interesting fight because for some reason his shackle doesn't always break with the first unsheath. Yes, maybe it depends on if you use Golden Vow or not. So we're going to be attacking his right foot, right, to shatter his ankle bracelet. He'll fall down. We'll spam some unsheaths and get him into transition as fast as we can. Hit his hand 3 times. Repost his eye after an unsheath, and then try to finish him off. That's the only dangerous phase where we don't really know what he's going to do. So it will be interesting for sure. I take this Grace right here for safety, because there's a jump upcoming that is honestly very easy, but you can definitely fail it if you don't know what you're doing or you are doing wrong inputs. So it's right here on this invisible bridge that we'll be abusing. We do a tiny skip. It's really not that necessary, it doesn't save that much time, but do it anyways. Here we go. That was very nice. Worked like a charm. I mean, that jump does really fail a lot. It's just more walking. I hate this walking. But we almost got it. Just the last little section. Then we'll go into Fire Giant, and our running section is finally over. And we can go back into the swing of things. Fire Giant really needs to be first try though. He has so much HP, and long fight. The run up to the arena is kind of long. So if you die, you kind of lose 5 minutes immediately. So there we go. We'll just beeline for the Fire Giant Grace. And there's a skip you can do at the Fire Giant Grace. You go up the right chain instead of the left. Which is faster, yes. But also, I do not know how to do it. So I won't be doing it. So right here, this chain, you can go up that chain. But you have to climb these rocks on the right. And I have no idea how to do that. So I won't. So let's get in here. Physic. About here. Just golden bow after the roll. Yeah, see how the bracelet doesn't break after even 2 hits. Should break here. Make sure to be on the left side so you don't hit the hand. He falls down. Just continue to hit him. Mana flask here. Just always going to reach into the fire, which allows us to just hit it more and into transition. Use another golden bow here. And sadly I missed his hand. It does make the fight a little bit longer than it has to be. I hit his arm during that attack. What we want is melee attacks. That's not too bad. This one lets us hit the eye. Gotta roll out of the way here though. Once you see this attack, you better get the fuck out of the way. That's unfortunate. Go back to full here. No mana left, it's not nice. Just hit his leg here and should kill him. There you go. Slow fight, but we get it done. Definitely still good pace. Obviously not the pace that it shows on Sum of Best. More that time it shows on best possible time, I think. And even that might be a little skewed, probably. I'm thinking like a 140, 145 is like doable here. I mean, it all depends on Elden Beast. Everything else is entirely free. Besides the fact that I'm still missing... I'm not missing a Trina Lily. Did I pick up Trina Lilies? I did miss Trina Lilies. So I'm missing one. I do have to decide that now. Or I should have decided that right now. You know, I'll just go grab it. It's a time loss, sure, but I'd rather have 3. I'd just rather have 3. Doing it with 2 is so risky. You know, even with 3 there's risks about it, but I'm also sure there are faster Trina lilies to get to than this one. This is just the first one that kind of came to my mind. Oh, that's silly. There you go. It's like 30 seconds or so lost because we threw that sleep pod during the Radon fight. The Giants. There we go. Also, of course, we use this Remembrance. So if this Golden Rune 9 still, so I'll use it. Not sure if this even does anything at this point. Probably it probably does. 1 double.
I have long observed the lands between this world and death. Are you to commit? For let my hand.
Here we go. Now we head into Far Missoula. The last area before the final boss rush. Also, I just realized I should have practiced birdskip before doing this run. Because I could attempt it even though I've never successfully done it. Maybe. But I won't. I think I won't. I'll just go the bird way and not pick up the summertime. So we'll just keep going here. That's this weirdo dragon. Low engine dragon. I do not care about you. I will run past every single time. And he does nothing. Because why would he? Right. Basically just run through all of Far Missoula here without interacting with a single enemy. There's no need to. Now get ready for the FPS lag. Oh, I love the lag. Yummy lag. I landed on one too many ledge there. I choose to go this way. I'm not sure if it's the best pathing here, but it is a pathing, so shall I use that? Don't in that guy's attack range. And there's the Grace. I'll craft the final sleep pod at the bottom. Okay. I might get quit out because enemies are aggroed, so I can't craft. And say hello to my cat, who just jumped into my lap. Meow meow. We continue. Jump down. Good. Very nice. That works. Golden ball and flask. Simple sleep pod setup. He dies from this, or he doesn't quite. Just making it more. One, which one spawns? Let's hope it's the fat one. Or it is not. Give me a big attack. Fall asleep here. And let's duel done. Easy as cake. We actually arrive here at the same level as we would otherwise, so Malekith is gonna be no problem, I assume. We might have like 10 damage less unsheath. That doesn't really change the calculations, I believe. That's funny. I love missing jumps. I'm not sure what to aim for on this last little jump. It's definitely a weird one. Lol. How much for that? That tells you a lot. I've never failed that jump, so I didn't know I would respawn so close to the ledge. Whoa. It's amazing. But I mean, this kind of time loss is kind of minimal compared to whatever, dying to magma worm, something like this. It's not that bad to just come back. There we go. Jump maybe saves 2 seconds. It's really unnecessary. So my cat wants to probably head outside a bit, so I might do a quit out. Not yet. We're done here. Run past this stuff. Now to not do birdskip, I guess. This is really unfortunate. I should be doing birdskip here 10 out of 10 times. But alas, I shall not do it. We'll grab this grace though. The one bird. I believe we got him here. These birds are just terrible. That's all there is to it. There's a nice way to kill them fast and consistent. He brings fire breath. Yes, he has. That's a quit out. Never want to see that attack. It's probably dodgeable if you run to the right. If you try to run past him to where that somber tenor is behind him, you just can't dodge that attack, so just quit out. Almost at the Malekith Grace now. All of this running would just be skipped with birdskip. It's really necessary. I should just learn it. Like immediately. Definitely dodge this attack. He staggers you. Then you also get hit by the lightning attack in the water, take bonus damage, and you get completely one shot. Which is not fun. Use this rune here. Okay, my cat definitely wants to go outside, so I'll quit out here. In front of this fight. Ooh. I'll risk it, whatever. Okay, 1 second, I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back. So this is the most interesting fight in the game. And I mapped out this entire script with a spreadsheet and everything. And by now, it's pretty consistent. Not necessarily the first part, but the Malekith part. At least as long as you have Ritual Sword active. However, it is done at 47 intelligence, and now I'm at 48. So that will throw off the calculations. But then again, it was done with Thor Seal, which I no longer have, so that lowers the damage a bit. So maybe balance this out. And we'll just risk it with 48 int. If it's ever wrong like this, and I arrive here and have more levels and, you know, would be at 48 int, I'll just level 1 point index or bigger instead, so I don't mess up the calculations. But we'll try it with 48. I guess this isn't really the place to try, because This is like PB pace, but no golden bow here. So we'll be counting to 4 and doing 2 R1s. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3 without. Do not hit him while he's staggered. That's 4. Okay. You have him at the right HP. We'll transition here. We'll step out of range. Then unsheath. R1. Unsheath. R1. Take the riposte. Lock on. Wait for sword to move. Unsheath. Holy shit, this is so good. Absolutely perfect. Now we just need a good, very good fight for Elden Beast and the other two, obviously. I feel like Malekith and 129 is kind of good. Definitely not perfect. Could be here like 127 at least. We go to 150 and then we'll start to double dex. Why do we stop at why did we stop at 50 int? Simple. Soft cap for intelligence is 60. We gain 10 int from the intelligence not crystal tier in our physic flask, so during fights we are at 60 intelligence even with only 50 in our stats. And therefore, at this point, it's more efficient to level dex, especially because we'll be running into mana issues against Elden Beast, and he's also magic resistant, so we'll be using a lot more just physical attacks. We'll still be using loads of unsheaths, but eventually we will run out of mana, and it definitely adds more damage right now against the last phase of Elden Beast if you level dex instead of int past the soft cap. Let's not mess up Gideon here. You just roll, catch him. That's all there's to it. Simple backstab. Make it one of the flasks.
None shall take the throne. We mark it as ours for us, that we come to struggle.
Did not let him cast. Did not want to let him heal either, usually. He has to cast here. Yeah, that's pretty quick. He did heal, but no incidents or anything. Quite a fast fight. Wow, really? That happened to me yesterday as well. That's really funny. I love falling off branches. lost like another 10 seconds. Amazing. With amazing, I mean, fuck that. Now this fight and the next one, the only two scary ones. Why did I backstab? Using Golden Bow here. That was way too early. I wanted to just some of my jumps. And I hit the wrong button on accident. Oh, it happens. That was way too early. Where's your stomp, mister? Oh, there it was. There's 101 too much. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, we got punished here. I played the whole fight without Ritual Sword Talisman as well. It was just bad. This guy is a nuisance. Absolute idiot. And I hate him for ruining my pace. There's not much to this fight. I mean, you can math him. The problem is just he has 120 poise. And a stagger does like... an unsheath does like 30. So... it's hard to script him in a way that's feasible, or that doesn't rely on immense counting and all that shit. Put these runes up here. It's actually quite a lot. One unsheath, 1, 2. Okay, yeah, apparently you can't put unsheath there. It's a funny fight, it's a funny fight. Actually, my only issue with this fight is just healing in bad spots. It's just the instinct in me that tells me to heal as fast as you can instead of healing in an opening. I mean, that's the way how to die in a boss fight at 101. Well... that's just how it goes. I do like these runes though. Go on, swing your axe. No stamina here. There we go. And there's the transition. One unsheath, dodge, another unsheath. I was very lucky. I should have definitely died there. Extremely lucky. Yeah, well, it felt me's first try. Still a good run. Okay, no golden bar here, yes? Is that the logic? I think it is. Radagon can be a bitch though. Two unsheaths. Does that kill me? It definitely kills me. Probably would have been faster to quit out when he grabs you. Yeah, it would have. I was extremely confused there because I thought that's an attack he only does in phase 2. The light spears, but apparently not. Same goes for the grab. I thought that's a phase 2 attack. Well, let's hope his AI isn't bugged. Because if it is, then, I mean, what the fuck is this? One. Oh, much better. 3. That hits me. 4 staggers. Pick both flasks here. One more mana, one more health flask. And if Elden Beast works out, then this is actually a fast run. And if Elden Beast does not work out, well, I'll be severely disappointed. And very sad. It's a stagger. Two more unsheaths, take the riposte. Another one here. And one more. That's already below half health before the fight is even started. But we also have no more mana anymore. Or FP for like one more unsheath. So. That is an attack we hate to see. This one's absolutely fine. This one's also absolutely fine. Try to get close to him here. Nice amount of sword attacks here. Really good RNG. One more right there. Get on horse. Oh, he hits me there. Unfortunate. Take a flask here, because I have time. So that's just arbitrary garbage. Rather heal to full here. Can't risk anything. Sword attack. This might be it. Probably not quite. Very lucky that we survived that. I'll go for the kill here instead of healing. Yeah. If I heal there, I think he runs away. Oh, that was very good. 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 It's actually a very fast run. Holy. This is not the final time though, because the splits are wrong. So, just one more split. Skip this cutscene. Skip this cutscene, and then you split. Well, there we go. Eldenring any percent with Moonveil in like, what, 142? That's like 12 minutes faster than before. That's pretty good. Alright, I'll go fix the splits now. What the fuck was that?